What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. WWE News and Rumors for the week ending July 7th, 2013. Now, obviously, before I begin, you guys know what to do. Facebook, Twitter, easiest way to keep in touch with JD if you guys want to communicate and follow everything that's going on this channel. So go ahead and do that. Links are in the description down below. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July holiday going into the weekend. I really didn't do too much. Went to the movies. I went to go see Superman. Went to the bar with my brother and my girlfriend. Watched some fireworks over the water. Kept it very simple. A few drinks. And then I had to work today. And here I am delivering the news and rumors like only JD can do. The best on YouTube. And I got a ton of stuff for you guys this week. So let's get right into it. And I'm going to start off with probably one of the biggest stories in the last couple of months. Now, if you guys remember those cryptic promos about Sting possibly coming to the WWE. The man in the black trench coat walking into the wood cabin. You guys remember that? I'm sure you do. That was such a great time for WWE and their people who put together their fucking video packages. It was unbelievable. Everybody thought Sting was coming to the WWE. There is reports that Sting is on his way out of TNA, and his interest in WWE has been at its highest this week. It is unbelievable the things I'm hearing. As seen on last week's Raw, okay, WWE included current TNA star Sting in their video packages looking back at former World Heavyweight Champions. Figure4WrestlingOnline.com is reporting that Sting was included in these video packages for a reason. Word is that Sting is once again interested in joining WWE. While he hasn't openly directly got in touch with Vince McMahon. There was no direct negotiations with Vince McMahon and the company. He has sent feelers to WWE about joining the company. There is said to be a lot of confidence on WWE's side that Sting will finally be on their roster. That is all the news I have on that, but you guys have to be excited for Sting coming to the WWE. You just have to. If Sting comes to the WWE, you know immediately who his first opponent is going to be, what his first match is going to be, and where his first match will be taking place. Wrestlemania 30 in New Orleans with The Undertaker. If this happens, I don't know if it's going to happen, but if this happens, book the match. This is the one match people have been itching for the last 3 years. This needs to happen. Now, you guys know, if you guys have been listening to my wrestling stuff on a weekly basis, you guys know my feeling on WrestleMania 30. Punk versus Austin, Rock versus Lesnar, Taker versus Cena, and Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. Now, obviously, the things I'm hearing, I don't think Triple H and Shawn Michaels is going to happen. I really didn't, never expected it to happen, but it was just a thought of mine. You know, with this whole Triple H possible retirement thing going on and the whole concussion angle that went down. But if you have Sting come into the WWE, look at your WrestleMania card next year. Sting versus The Undertaker. You book CM Punk versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar versus The Rock. And something with the McMahon family. Now, that doesn't sound better than my proposed WrestleMania card, but Sting versus The Undertaker and Lesnar versus The Rock would sell that pay-per-view just on those two matches alone. And you could book the undercard however you see it. But Sting coming into the WWE is going to be one of the most monumental occasions, if it happens, in wrestling history. Sting in a WWE ring, Sting on a WWE program. This is all first-time occurrences. It's going to be unbelievable. I hope Sting finally makes up his mind and makes the right decision. He's wasting away in TNA. He's not getting any younger. He could have had the whole match booked with The Undertaker with those cryptic promos back in the day. It would have been unreal if that was Sting. How do you introduce Sting into the WWE? You know, what do you do with Sting when he comes into the WWE? How do you start a feud with The Undertaker? Time will tell. Sign the contract first, and then we can worry about that later, but it's nice to think about. News on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan versus John Cena for the WWE title has been discussed for this year's Summerslam pay-per-view, and there have been some within the company pushing for a triple threat match with Cena defending against Mark Henry and Ryback. Terrible mistake. I do not want to see Cena defend against Mark Henry and Ryback. This is a one-off match with Mark Henry at Money in the Bank. Let Henry get his one WWE title match, and that's it. All right, Ryback has seen enough of the main event. He can't get the job done. His character is not going anywhere right now. His character's fucking ruined, pretty much, after what WWE has done to him over the last 6 months. Leading back into last year's Hell in a Cell with CM Punk. His character is ruined. It's not the same Ryback that went on a monster tear for 6 months, undefeated, squashing scrubs. It's not the same Ryback. Daniel Bryan vs. John Cena for the WWE title needs to happen at SummerSlam 2013 in Los Angeles. With Daniel Bryan, obviously, winning the WWE Championship. Clean from John Cena. I don't want to see anything else, and I'm sure you guys do not want to see anything else either. Booker T should be returning to WWE TV soon after having elbow surgery. WWE Creative recently discussed his return, and they may pick back up on the Booker T vs. Teddy Long storyline that was brewing. I don't really miss Booker T off TV. I don't care for GMs or an assistant GM feuding. I just don't care for it. But it's in the news, so I figured I'd bring it to you. Booker T should be back on WWE TV pretty soon. It's been speculated that Nikki Bella is injured after she missed this weekend's WWE Live events and was photographed in a wheelchair with boyfriend John Cena last week. Nikki posted a photo of herself working out at the gym on Sunday with the caption, and I quote, "No wishing for it. Gotta work for it. Hashtag sweat on." I don't know what's wrong with her. I never found out what was wrong with her, but I did see the photograph. She was in a wheelchair. If you go to the sites that I have in the description, you can follow the news articles. It's pretty recent, so you guys can click on that and find it for yourself. I mean, it was just a photo of her and John Cena crossing the street, and Cena was next to her, wheeling her in the wheelchair. So it was really nothing special. I didn't even know she was injured, to be quite honest with you. But they were on Raw. I mean, I seen some YouTube clips of them being on Raw with the Divas. So I mean, it can't really be that serious, especially if she's back in the gym. So hopefully she gets better. And like I said last week, there's speculation that the Bella Twins will be involved in the Daniel Bryan vs. John Cena feud, bringing more real-life occurrences and storylines into their match for SummerSlam. That should be pretty interesting. In an interview with an online newspaper, Larry the Axe Hennig. Now, he is the grandfather of Curtis Axel, okay? Larry the Axe Hennig commented on his grandson being repackaged as Curtis Axel to pay tribute to both Larry and Curt Hennig, okay? His father, Curt Hennig, you guys know this. He said, "He's no overnight sensation. He's been working hard for the past 5 years to get where he's at, and he deserves it. He's representing a billion-dollar company. You have to be good, or you're going to be gone. They can't afford any misfires here." Curtis Axel's the future of the company. I'll say this over and over and over again. He's got a mix of his grandfather and his father all rolled into one, and he's your Intercontinental Champion. He's going to be the future of this company. And I'm fucking thrilled that he's finally on TV on a regular basis. He fucking deserves it, no question. NBC News in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas is reporting, now this is a sad story, I know you guys know that Doink the Clown, the original Doink the Clown, Matt Osborne passed away. NBC News in Dallas, Texas is reporting that Matt Osborne, who portrayed Doink the Clown for the WWE in 1992 and 1993, died at an area hospital on Friday, not his girlfriend's residence as widely reported. Osborne was only 55 years old and was transported to the hospital after his girlfriend found him unresponsive inside their apartment in Plano, Texas. Police are investigating Osborne's death and believe it was accidental. And now my prayers go out to the Osborne family. The original Doink the Clown, the evil Doink the Clown, was a great character. There was pretty much nowhere for him to go, except to be one of them, typical WWE personalities. But the one thing I remember about Doink the Clown, if you guys remember this, 1993 SummerSlam, Jerry the King Lawler versus Bret the Hitman Hart. After Jerry Lawler attacked Bret Hart at the King of the Ring ceremony when he beat Bam Bam Bigelow. They had a feud leading into SummerSlam. They had a match at SummerSlam. Jerry Lawler was supposed to fight Bret Hart, but came down the aisle limping and on crutches. He pretty much hired Doink the Clown to fight Bret Hart for a good 20 minutes, which was an excellent fucking match. Excellent fucking match. And then all of a sudden, Bret Hart beat Doink, and all of a sudden, Jerry Lawler faked the injury, got into the ring after Bret Hart just wrestled a 20-minute match with Doink the Clown, and started to cheap shot Bret Hart and pretty much wanted to beat him and restart the match. It was just an amazing moment. If I can find the link on YouTube, I'll post it down below. It was just a great match, a great sequence of events, and that's the WWE I remember. That's the WWE I grew up with. My prayers go out to Matt Osborne and his family. Definitely, I wouldn't say he's a legend, but he was he was a great personality for WWE. He's definitely going to be missed. Almost everyone within WWE says Daniel Bryan versus John Cena is a lock for SummerSlam, and that won't be pulled. It won't be like it was at Money in the Bank. I don't know what that means. This is what the article says. That it won't be pulled like it was at Money in the Bank. I'm assuming that they had it planned for Money in the Bank, and that they did not want to go through with it. So instead, they booked Mark Henry and John Cena. Anyway, I agree with that. Daniel Bryan versus John Cena deserves to be at SummerSlam. They're two marquee names. Daniel Bryan is one of the future pieces of this company. He's probably the best wrestler in the fucking world right now. He's the crowd is in love with him. John Cena versus Daniel Bryan with a Cena loss at SummerSlam and Daniel Bryan capturing the WWE Championship for the first time. That is Money in the Bank anyway. That'll be Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. But the thing is now, Daniel Bryan's going to win this Money in the Bank Raw ladder match. That's my prediction. And he's going to cash in legit and say, listen, Cena, I want you at SummerSlam. That's the way to go. I don't want to see it any other way. There are forces, though, within the company pushing for Bryan to win the WWE title from Cena. Regarding Daniel Bryan not being punished over a recent incident with Triple H backstage, some witnesses say Vince McMahon was there, and others say he wasn't present. Apparently, Vince has given Triple H full control over managing talent, and when Triple H didn't want to punish Bryan for his outburst, Vince did not overrule him. I'm glad to hear that. Daniel Bryan only gets hot and heavy like that when he really is passionate about something, and it would be foolish for Triple H to punish him anyway. He's probably the hottest wrestler in the company right now. The crowd is fully behind him, and he's on such a hot streak. You don't want to have any punishment going on, slowing that momentum down. That would be a tremendous mistake. So good job by Triple H in not punishing him. Regarding head writer Dave Kreisman being credited with the direction of this year's WWE SummerSlam pay-per-view, the main stuff booked was not his doing. Now, I don't know who Dave Kreisman is. I don't know if he's the one actually leaving the company. The main direction this year is all Vince McMahon, surprisingly, with Triple H leading the proposed McMahon family heel turn angle. Kreisman isn't mapping out ideas, just interfacing with other divisions in creative that have been kept up to speed. Ed Koskey and Dave Kapoor, other writers. I know Ed Koskey and Dave Kapoor. Dave Kapoor is actually the dude that comes out with the Great Khali, or used to come out with the Great Khali. So Ed Koskey and Dave Kapoor have been rounding up ideas from the writers. As far as top storylines go, everything planned out a month back is exactly going on as scheduled for WrestleMania 30. WWE has a lot of ideas in place for WrestleMania 30, which they should. WrestleMania 30 is going to be the biggest event ever. You need to have ideas, solid ideas, concrete ideas in place right now for WrestleMania 30. You need to know what you're going to be doing right now for WrestleMania 30. Whatever changed, or whatever changes are being made before TV hits the air are not changing the big picture for WrestleMania. The planned main angle, which will get bigger as SummerSlam approaches and explode at some point after that for WrestleMania, is the current angle with the McMahon family. The main reason for this storyline is because the McMahons came up with this angle, and it's going to be a key angle for next year's WrestleMania. Now, this is where I disagree, and I'm sure you guys do as well. I don't want the McMahons to be the sole purpose and the sole reason, the main angle going into WrestleMania next year. You don't need that. It could be a B-level angle. You don't need this to be a key angle for next year's WrestleMania. I don't know what they're going on, but the rumors I'm hearing is that it's going to be Triple H and Vince McMahon for control of the company on TV. Vince McMahon is still fully in control of WWE. All right? But it's going to be a power struggle angle, which I hate those kind of angles going into WrestleMania. I really do. WrestleMania this year needs to be built up on the talent you have on the roster. Give us 10 spectacular 5-star matches at WrestleMania. You have the talent on this roster to do it. You have the names to do it. Steve Austin is ready to go. Get Austin on WrestleMania. Lesnar's going to be there. The Rock is probably going to be there. Punk, Cena, The Undertaker, Sting possibly if he comes back to the WWE. If he comes, if they sway him away from TNA. All this talent next year at WrestleMania, you got Bryan, Christian, Orton, Sheamus, The Shield. Look, all this talent you have, the Wyatt family is going to be debuting next week. Curtis Axel. I could bring up a WrestleMania card right now for you for next year's WrestleMania. It's not hard. It's very simple. I don't want the McMahons to be a key angle going into next year's WrestleMania. Leave it up to the actual wrestlers on the roster. That's just the way I feel about that. Another big story this week, guys. Ricardo Rodriguez is suspended. He's not going to be with Del Rio for the next 30 days. He was suspended under WWE's wellness policy. Now, there's rumors online. It's nothing to do with steroids or any narcotics, drugs, weed, marijuana, whatever. There's no official word on what he was suspended for, but there's rumors going around online that he was taking fat burners to lose weight. Independent wrestler Leva Bates, no idea who that is, who is apparently a good friend of Ricardo's, made a post this week on Twitter about fat burners. He posted, or she posted, on Twitter, but it was quickly deleted. Another indie wrestler, JD Maverick, made a reference to fat burners in his Facebook post, but that was quickly taken down as well. Listen, all I'm going to say about this is that Del Rio needs Ricardo Rodriguez. Del Rio without Ricardo is I don't even want to see him on TV. Ricardo makes that team, that tandem. And especially he's the World Heavyweight Champion. Ricardo makes that team go. Okay? Number two, I don't understand why WWE would suspend Ricardo Rodriguez for using fat burners. All right? When you had Jack Swagger, caught with marijuana, driving drunk, got a DUI, had his license suspended, but you don't suspend Jack Swagger over all those crimes, all those issues? You don't suspend Jack Swagger, yet he's brought back on TV? Really now? I don't understand what WWE's thinking here, but I'd rather have Swagger suspended because he's a waste of a fucking talent instead of Ricardo Rodriguez. Ricardo Rodriguez actually brings something to WWE TV. He makes your World Heavyweight Champion look better. That's just my opinion on that, and I'll leave it at that. Monday Night's Raw episode this week drew a 2.89 cable TV rating, which was barely down from last week's number, 2.9. The episode averaged 3.96 million viewers, essentially flat compared to last week's 3.89 million viewers. I mean, that's the typical rating for Monday Night Raw. It's nothing new. I say the same shit every week. That's just the way the ratings are going to look. I mean, they're not going to get any better unless something massive happens on WWE TV, but I don't see that happening either. Money in the Bank, the updated card for Sunday's pay-per-view, July 14th. WWE title match, Mark Henry vs. John Cena. WWE title Money in the Bank ladder match, Punk, Bryan, Sheamus, Orton, Christian, Kane, and the returning Rob Van Dam. World Heavyweight title match, Del Rio vs. Dolph Ziggler. World Heavyweight title Money in the Bank ladder match, Ambrose, Fandango, Cesaro, Swagger, Sandow, Barrett, and Cody Rhodes. Divas title match, AJ Lee vs. Caitlyn. Intercontinental title match, The Miz vs. Curtis Axel. Chris Jericho vs. Ryback in a one-on-one match. And the pre-show match, which fucking boggles my mind. I don't know why this is the pre-show match. The Usos versus The Shield. You got The Shield, which is one of the best things on your fucking programs, week in and week out, and you're fucking putting them on the pre-show match? Really? That's just fucking a dumbfounded maneuver. I just don't get that. You obviously have, obviously take away from the fucking Miz and Curtis Axel match. Give them 10 minutes. Give Jericho Ryback 10 minutes. I'm sure you can squeeze in Usos versus The Shield on that card, man. That just pisses me off because The Shield does not deserve to be on the pregame show. They deserve to be showcased on pay-per-view. That's just the way I feel. Taz announced on Twitter that he's re-signing with TNA. There was rumors that he may be coming back to WWE, but that is not true. He re-signed with TNA. He posted on Twitter, I am very proud to announce I have re-signed with TNA Wrestling. Hashtag love my home. And one final thing here today, guys, on this week's show. TNA news, TNA actually released several wrestlers for cuts, budget cuts within the company. Madison Rayne, Crimson, Tyler Hendricks, Joey Ryan, and Christian York. Now, Joey Ryan and Christian York, I know were on that gut check challenge for TNA. Crimson was, it wasn't nothing special, but he was another muscle-bound guy, great physique, but nothing special in the ring. Now, the one release here that I wish WWE would pick up on is Madison Rayne. I know she's pregnant right now. After she has her kid, WWE should be quick to sign her. She could bring a lot to the Divas division. She's very attractive, and she could bring much-needed depth to that WWE Divas division. You got Caitlyn, you got AJ going on. You got to add women with talent, and I hope WWE, opens their eyes and actually does that when she, gets around to getting back in shape after she has her kid. But this was due to budget cuts within the company. The talents released were being paid a monthly guarantee and an additional fee when booked for TNA events. Since they were being used regularly, there is no need to have them under contract. It simply doesn't make any sense to pay people who are rarely being used and that the company has no plans for. This is the same thing that happens almost yearly with WWE. They cut the dead weight backstage as it doesn't make sense to pay people who aren't being used. TNA is talking of cutting more costs with added expenses of producing Impact on the road. This includes the existence of several executives in marketing and public relations. Now, it's just business common sense. Cut the dead weight. If you have wrestlers in the back, personalities in the back you are not using, and that haven't been used for a while, let them go. I mean, it's sad to say, but same thing with WWE. You got people like Yoshi Tatsu, Zack Ryder you're not doing anything with. Just cut them. I mean, and obviously you got WWE's farm system. You got NXT. You got all this talent ready to come up. I mean, it just makes business sense to just cut the dead weight. So I really don't blame these companies for doing what they did. It just makes sense business-wise. But that is WWE News and Rumors this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you have not done so. I will be back next week, definitely, with my Monday Night Raw review on Tuesday. I will be off from work, so I should get that up Tuesday morning. And like I said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show, and I will definitely talk to you all soon. Have a safe weekend for the 4th of July, guys. Enjoy, and I'll talk to you soon.